meeting to order. We welcome everyone that's here tonight. A lot of times we have these meetings without anybody much, but we have a nice meeting, so if any of you want to come when we don't have a controversy, keep in mind that you're always welcome. I'd like to welcome a new man from Allegheny News. That's Mark Smith. Of course, we're always happy to have Charlie. He's keeps us down on tape, so we go back later. We can't deny whether we said it or not. But we're happy to have you with us tonight, and at this time we'll start our meeting off by pledge allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The first thing on our printed agenda is the approval of the minutes. So if you had a chance to look at those, we have a motion for their approval.
So moved.
We have a second.
Second.
Now, do we have any corrections or anything that need to be made to the minutes? If not, all in favor of the motion, show of hands for approval. Everybody approves. Okay, the Blue Ridge Opportunity Commission Weatherization Program, Miss Donna Watts. Is Donna?
Excuse me, Donna.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to the board for inviting me, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to share with you and anyone else that's come in the audience that might not really understand what the weatherization program is. The weatherization program is part of the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. It was money set aside to help us learn to be more conservative with our energy, to learn to do things that are much better than the ways that we've done in the past. In cutting back on the uses of our energy, we're also going to cut back on the cost of our energy usage. This is money is dispersed through the North Carolina Department of Commerce from the federal government. The income below 200% of the federal poverty level are eligible households. Anyone with SSI, any person, one member in the home that has SSI is eligible automatically. They qualify. We include the total household income. It's based on the household income and the number of occupants in the house. Just to say a little bit about that, because of the 200% coverage there, which is very unusual, most federal programs never go over 150%. But by doing that, I probably could raise my hands and count on it, my fingers, in over a year that I've turned down that many people, you know. So it really isn't. It's covering more people than we would think at general, you know. What we do, these eligible families can be single family homes, mobile homes. It can even be rental property if we have a written permission slip from the landlord. The services that they provide are air sealing, insulation if needed, and it's possible to get to the installation area, repair the heat ducts, any safety concerns. We always make sure they have a smoke detector, a carbon monoxide detector, and these new light bulbs that are energy efficient, the CFLs, are left with the client. They service the heating systems. We have trained technicians that are qualified and trained and do it on an everyday basis, that they can go and service the heating system, whatever the unit is. The energy saving shower heads, the low flow, they install those so that that cuts back on the energy usage of the water. They do weather stripping around the doors and windows, and they wrap the water heaters so they can insulate. Our focus mainly is on, first of all, we service the elderly, the disabled, the families with children, and then everyone else. If there is someone with absolutely no heat, then they have a priority. We try to service them. Last year we found we had a lot of that up here in the mountain, and so we tried to attend to those services first. Requirements are, we need all Social Security cards and an ID from the household and the birth dates. We need income verification for all that live in the house. We need proof of ownership. If it is a mobile home, we can use the title. If it's a house, we can use the tax bill or deed of trust, whichever. We need an electric statement. The reason we use the electric statement is we break down and find out how much per kilowatt hour you're spending. And then when the work is completed, the federal government is going to track it for 24 months to make sure what we did help your situation. And of course, like I said, we have to have written permission from a landlord if it's rental property. And most of the time that's not a problem, you know. But I appreciate your letting me come and explain this, and if anyone has any questions, I'd be glad to try to answer them or find the answer for you.
Donna, what's the time frame?
Sure, right over here's a seat.
Is the program that's in effect now?
The program is in effect now, and it runs to March of 12.
March of 12.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis, how many people in Allegheny County have you all
Service.
do you keep a record of that? I'm sure. I don't know whether you'd have that.
I don't think it's broken down at this point yet. They probably do have it in Raleigh, you know, but we haven't broken it down specifically yet. But I can get a total for you if you'd like that, to know that.
And you do have families here in Allegheny that don't have any heat in the wintertime?
We did have last year.
Did I hear you say that?
Mm-hmm. Their heating source was not working. And so in some instances, they went into another program, which is called the HARP program. And it's heating and air conditioning, repair, and service. And so they ended up, in some instances, they were actually installed new heating systems because theirs could not be repaired or the parts couldn't be found. You know, so.
How do the word get out that there is people in the county that don't have any heat? Does that come through you, or does that come somewhere else?
Usually they come with application, or they'll call and say we don't have any heat source.
Would the social services, would they have a record of that?
It's possible. I have spoken to the social services employees over there and made them aware that we had this service and they could refer people.
Well, that's a fine service, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
it really is a good program. I mean, it services the communities, and I cover Ash, Allegheny, and Wilkes. And I try my best to be in Ash one day and Allegheny one day out of the week. But it's a shame for us not to take advantage of it. It's there, the money, we have plenty of money to take care of it. We don't get all the money at one time. It's dispersed in increments so that we work a while and wait for the next money to come, and then we can work some more.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for
Just a
listening.
moment, Donna. How many do you have on the list right now?
How many?
In Allegheny?
A waiting list?
Yes, waiting list.
I don't have Allegheny's total. I have a total of 163 waiting. Applications already processed.
I don't know how many of you know it, but our own Agnes Joins is the chairman of the Brock Board, and we're very proud of the work she does.
I'm very proud of Brock. I didn't know until I got on that exactly what was going on in Allegheny County, but Donna, we are really proud of you and all that they do. This organization is wonderful.
Well, Stacy's worked really hard
And
since she's come into
Stacy's
the
our
program, you know.
caseworker in Allegheny.
And I was kind of a greenhorn. I drive up from Wilkes, you know, and Allegheny's been a new experience for me. The only time I'd ever been up here was my children were playing in a band competition. And I came one night when another competition was going on, and I thought, those are really dark mountains to go across. But I know the road now.
Well, thank you very much.
I'm going to leave some information. Anybody wants anything, it tells about the guidelines and also the information. Thank you.
Candace Cook, Candace is not here, is she? She wanted us to do a proclamation, and that's already been taken care of, so we'll just pass on with that. And